This is a preparation for entering into Kether and the beauty of what you might see or think of or relate to that I have seen there. And I start with Ezekiel, the living creatures and the glory of the Lord. In the 30th year, in the 4th month, on the 5th day, while I was among the exiles by the Kether river, the heavens were opened and I saw visions of God. On the 5th of the month, it was the 5th year of the exile of King Jehoiakim. The word of the Lord came to Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, by the Kebar river in the land of Babylonians. The hand of the Lord was upon him. I looked and I saw a windstorm coming out of the north, an immense cloud with flashing lightning and surrounded by brilliant light. The center of the fire looked like glowing metal, and in the fire was that looked like 4 living creatures. In appearance their form was that of a man, but each of them had 4 faces and 4 wings. Their legs were straight, their feet were like those of a calf, and gleamed like burnished bronze. Under their wings, on their 4 sides, they had the hands of a man. All 4 of them had faces and wings, and their wings touched one another. Each of one went straight ahead, they did not touch as they moved. Their faces looked like this. Each of the 4 had the face of a man, and on the right side he had the face of a lion, and on the left of the face of an ox. Each also had a face of an eagle. Such were their faces. Their wings were spread out upward, each had 2 wings, one touching the wing of another creature on either side, and 2 wings covering his body. Each one went straight ahead. Wherever the spirit would go, they would go, without turning as they went. The appearance of the living creatures was like burning coals of fire, or like torches. Fire moved back and forth among the creatures. It was bright, and lightning flashed out of it. The creatures sped back and forth like flashes of lightning. As I looked at the living creatures, I saw a wheel on the ground beside each creature with its 4 faces. This was the appearance and structure of the wheels. They sparkled like chrysolite, and all 4 looked alike. Each appeared to be made like the wheel intersecting a wheel. As they moved, they would go any one of the 4 directions the creatures faced. The wheels did not turn about, or as the creatures went. Their rims were high and awesome, and all their 4 rims were full of eyes all around. When the living creatures moved, the wheels beside them moved, and when the living creatures rose from the ground, the wheels also rose. Wherever the spirit would go, they would go, and the wheels would rise along with them, because the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. When the creatures moved, they also moved. When the creatures stood still, they also stood still. And when the creatures rose from the ground, and the wheels rose along with them, because the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. Spread out above the heads of the living creatures was that looked like an expansive sparkling like ice and awesome. Under the expanse their wings were stretched out toward the other, and each had 2 wings covering its body. When the creatures moved, I heard the sound of their wings, like the roar of rushing waters, like the voice of the Almighty, like the tumult of an army. When they stood still, they lowered their wings. Then there came a voice from above the expanse of their heads, as they stood with lowered wings. Above the expanse over their heads was what looked a throne of sapphire, and high above the throne was a figure like that of a man. I saw that from what appeared to be waist up he looked like glowing metal. as if full of fire, and that from there down he looked like fire, and brilliant lights surrounded him. Like the appearance of a rainbow to the clouds on a rainy day, so was the radiance around him. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. When I saw it, I fell face down and heard one voice speaking. And that is something very beautiful that I had the pleasure of dreaming and also feeling and sensing. And here we come to my favorite that happened to me. And this is when you enter to the word of Isaiah, and we start with number 6. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord seated on a throne, high and exalted, and the train of his throne filled the temple. Above him were seraphs, each with 6 wings. With 2 wings they covered their faces, and 2 they covered their feet, and with 2 they were flying, and they were calling to another. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. The whole earth is full of his glory. At the sound of their voices the doorpost and the threshold shook, and the temple was filled with smoke. Woe to me, I cried, I am ruined, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among a people of unclean lips, and my eyes have seen the King, the Lord Almighty. Then one of the seraphs flew to me with a live coal in his hands, which he had taken with tongs from the altar. With it he touched my mouth and said, See, this has touched your lips, your guilt is taken away, and your sin atoned for. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? And I said, Here I am, send me. He said, Go and tell his people. Be ever hearing, but never understanding. Be ever seeing, but never perceiving. May the heart of this people calloused. Make their ears dull and close their eyes. Otherwise they might see with their eyes, hear with their ears, understand with their hearts, and turn and be healed. Then I said, For how long, O Lord? And he answered. So this is the first one was the thrones that I have felt going past, and then it's the Seraphim. And it's majestic, it's glorious, it's beautiful. And taking that live coal into your mouth is purging your soul with fire, and it's the fire of love. So I just wanted you to have something to think about, and what you probably won't see, but it's good that you know about before entering in, since it's a glorious place. And people go into there, some will be 80 when they enter in there, and others go younger, and it is just what you have learned in this life and what your calling is. But it is so beautiful and magnificent, and I think the Seraphim are gorgeous. I just love them. They are so inspiring to me. And I would have my walls covered with paintings of seraphims, but I haven't seen one that looked like in my dreams. So that was all for now, and I will also link the song that was the first song that appeared on YouTube after my Abramelin 2. And that is the song that speaks to my heart about this ritual as well. And it's called Holy, Holy is the Lord. And it's by a Russian named Simon Klorolsky. And he sings with the same tone and passion as my priest in Finland had, since Finland and Russia are so close on the long border that they sing similarly. And I just hope that you will find inspiration and also start purifying yourselves, your souls and everything, and preparing to entering into Kether. I love you all, and it is so beautiful. And it is life-changing, for me at least. I love you all. Bye for now.